Always good to speak to Jon Stewart live via satellite promoting Rosewater, his new film as director. Jon, good morning.
What's happening, Jason?
I'm having a great day, and I want to let you know that I sent an audition tape to The Daily Show in 1998 when Kilborn was still the host, and I never heard back. Can you look into that?
You came this close. It was this.
No. Didn't make the cut. Hey, congratulations on the reception that your first film as director is getting. 71% approval rating from those tough critics on Rotten Tomatoes. Are you surprised by that?
Oh, you know, I've learned a long time ago, you sort of don't, you try not to worry too much about maybe what the response is going to be. You just do the best you can to tell the story with integrity and tell it the best way you can.
I think the word that I've seen most often is earnest. This is not a movie that aims for any sort of indictment or satire or black comedy. It's an earnest presentation of something that really happened when a journalist was basically abducted for 100 and some odd days. And then we learned that his oppressor, his captor, maybe has some repression issues himself.
Yeah, that is correct. Look, it's a lousy job to have to interrogate people. You spend a lot of time in dark rooms, beating people, tormenting them. And, you know, once Maziar learned to sort of view his captor as a human and not necessarily a monster, he was able to kind of find vulnerabilities and use those against him. And that's how he turns the tables, and that's where a lot of the humor in the film sort of comes from. I mean, it's a dark humor, but it's sort of absurdist, and you know, because the situation itself was so ridiculous.
Speaking of ridiculous, you were on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Seinfeld. He picked you up in an AMC Gremlin. I have to tell you that I live about 3 miles from the old American Motors Corporation headquarters building, Telegraph and 12 miles. So I just want to say from the state of Michigan, I'm sorry that the Gremlin figured into your adolescence. I apologize.
Listen, man, it's all I could afford. It was an old 74 off-brown Gremlin.
And stinking of cat urine, as I recall from that segment that was animated on Seinfeld's gig there. How cool was the AMX, though?
That is correct.
The car that you guys got into after the Gremlin, that was beautiful, I have to say.
Oh. Beautiful. You got to figure Seinfeld's not going to want to be seen driving around in the Gremlin, so he's got to take it up a notch.
Did you guys really break any speed limit? You know, did he really get on it, or?
Not in the first Gremlin. Maybe in the second one. But the old Gremlin, if you remember, was incredibly front heavy because it had a very big engine, but very little in the back. And so anytime you made a turn, you would sort of fishtail, you know, you'd have to grab it because you'd fishtail out. You spent most of your time in the Gremlin steering into the skid. That was pretty much how you drove.
While we have you here and the time we have left, I want to ask you, did you ever think that you'd become sort of point counterpoint to you know, some of the more radical Tea Partiers in the country? I mean, did you really think that you would end up, you just wanted to do a funny TV show, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to stay on the air. I've been fired enough that I really just wanted to have a job longer than 6 months. So I was just excited that it lasted.
Your 52nd birthday is 2 weeks from tomorrow. What does 52-year-old auteur, filmmaker, satirist, comedian Jon Stewart do on his birthday? On a Friday, no less. Your birthday's on a Friday.
I basically just try and avoid looking at what time has ravaged, what time has done to me. So I spend the day in denial.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Jon, this has been a real pleasure. Good luck with Rosewater, rated R opening Friday. And if you ever find that audition tape, can you send it back to me? Because time has ravaged me as well.
Absolutely. All right, Jason, thanks.
Take care.